what's up guys? Welcome to another installment of the DJ Zone. I'm your host, DJ D-phlo. So in my last video, we touched on a few of the basics that you need to know with regards to beat matching. So if you have not actually seen that video, rather please go through to that video, watch that video firstly before you watch this one here. So just to touch on a few points that I did touch on there. Firstly, I touched on your music selection. I touched on your BPMs, which is your tempo of your music. I've also touched on the timing and counting of music. So if you haven't actually seen that video, like I said, please go back and watch that video. That video will give you a clear understanding of what we're about to do now. So what I'm going to do now is take the camera and just bring it closer so that you can see the equipment and also what I will be doing on the equipment, so that you have an understanding of what beat matching is. I will put into practice what I spoke about in the first video. I have two songs that have already been queued and lined up, two songs with different tempos. I do have a technique that I learned when I first DJ'd, or rather when I first started DJing, just to teach my ears to hear the difference in tempos and when I should actually either increase one tempo of a song or decrease the tempo of the song. So I'm going to bring this camera closer, and then from there we can actually get started. Okay, let's get into the actual mixing. Now before we get to the mixing itself, I'm just going to quickly explain to you what you are going to need to actually mix two songs or beat match two songs. Now I do understand that there are some people that prefer using software or maybe a controller and a software, but I will actually explain that in later videos. But just as advice to new coming DJs or any the DJs that are actually watching now, it is always great for you to learn how to mix manually, how to beat match manually, because you never know what may happen at any gig that you are booked at. A lot of the times you find that you don't have your own equipment and you will be using equipment there, and you never know whether that equipment is actually compatible with what software you have, and also sometimes you may not have the money to buy an actual controller. But until you do actually earn that money and become, as you go up in the ranks and you make some money and you start buying all those stuff, it is best for you to learn how to mix manually, so that whatever happens at an event, you know that you're confident that you can mix anything manually, or you are able to actually do what a DJ does. Okay, so now just getting into what I have here, I have two turntables or two CD players and one mixer. Now this particular mixer is the Pioneer DJing 700, which is a 4-channel mixer. Yes, you guessed it, it mixes, or rather you are able to connect 4 different audio inputs into this mixer. But for this case, we're only going to be using 2 audio inputs for channel 1 and channel 4. My CD players that I'm currently using are my Pioneer CDJ 350s. These are great. Now just don't mind my mixer here. She's been through a lot. She's been with me for quite a number of years and has not given me any issues. So I love this baby. Now just getting into the mixing of things. Like I said, I'm going to be using my channel 1 and channel 2. Now going through the actual CD players and what the mixer has and all the functions and buttons is something I will do in future videos when I am reviewing all the type of equipment that you can actually use and what functions each equipment has. So just stay tuned to this channel and you will actually see that in future.
Now for the fun part.
So I have 2 different songs that I have laid out here. Track 1 here that I have here is Anthony Beckford, which is Baby, and the other song is Echo Deep, Clubbing. Now these 2 songs have 2 different tempos. I am going to just take you through a technique that I learned when I first started DJing, and this actually worked for me. This technique is very good at teaching your ear to hear the difference in the tempos. When you actually start mixing it, then you can actually hear it. So let's I think enough chit-chatting now. I'm just gonna take you through this and you can actually hear it for yourself. So what I'm going to do is my song 1, I'm going to put it all the way down. Now if you can see here, this is my tempo. I can move this up and down. This is my center here. it's got 0, and then it's got a minus here and it's got a plus here. So if I move it beyond the 0 and going up towards the minus, it's obviously going slower, and if I go lower, it's going faster. So I've put it all the way down to the bottom, and on my right I've put this song all the way to its normal BPM, the normal tempo. So it's going to be playing at its normal tempo. So I'm going to play this song first, and then I'm going to mix this song into this one, and I will keep cutting it so that you can actually hear the difference in tempo as I keep moving it up until we have the same tempo or anything, or something, so some sorts of that, so that we can actually have it beat matched correctly. Now let's start with the counting part before we can actually go into the mixing part. When we spoke about counting, remember we said that your songs have bars, and each bar is 4 beats. Now we're going to be counting this, and obviously at 16 beats or at 32 beats, the song will have some type of musical change in it, as we actually discussed in the first video. Now let's get that started. So as you can hear, that is the beginning of the song. Now we're going to begin. As you can hear, both at 16 beats and at 32 beats, this song actually changed. So let's take that again and just listen to the beat at 16 beats. So that's what we talk about counting beats. That means that you know exactly what's going to happen at a certain part of the song. Now we can get into the actual mixing of it. When we mix it, you can hear when I'm mixing this song into this one, exactly when things start changing in the song. So let's get this song moving. Like I said, I'm going to have this song at a very fast pace. I don't have my earphones on, so I'm going to play everything live as it is right now. So you will hear a lot of a mess up until we get to a point where the song is actually mixing. So I'm not going to just mix it because I know how to actually begin mixing it, but I'm just going to get to the point where I've actually mixed it so you can hear everything. Alright, let's get into this one. The song that I'm playing on my right here is Echo Deep Clubbing, the original mix. My other song here, and it's gonna sound horrible. As you can hear, that song is much faster than the other one here. So we're going to keep playing with the tempo until it gets to a point where it sounds similar to the one on the right. So that is a basic example of how to mix, and a technique that I used where you make it obvious that the one side is very fast and you gradually slow it down, because obviously now the only way for you to make it match the one on the right is for you to make it slower. It's definitely fast, so you know exactly, you know it's definitely faster than the other song, so you need to make it slower. You can't make it faster than what it is at that point. You could also hear, secondly, the timing of the songs. The one song came in and blended nicely with the other one. Another thing again would be your track selection. The songs sound very similar with some of the elements like the clap and the snares, whereas they don't clash. A lot of times you find that people will mix two different types of house songs that might be commercial or might be deep or whatever you may call it, however, but they just don't mix. It sounds like the songs are fighting amongst each other, even though your mix might actually be matching. So I'm just going to give you another example just one more time so you can see what I did there, and we can maybe go home and practice. Very important for you to actually know how to use your equalizers. Like I said, all this stuff I'm going to discuss in my future videos when I actually do a Alright, now that was what beat matching, this was an example of the beat matching. Yeah, like I said, I will be taking you through some of the other stuff here, like how to use some of the effects and how to use certain things on your decks, but obviously this is for more intermediate stuff. For now we're still looking at some of the stuff of how to start up. So thank you for watching again. So I hope this video was informative, and if you liked the video, please subscribe and share as well. You can actually also find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave everything below so you can actually see it. as well as I will actually be doing some more videos, more intermediate videos that are going to show you basically how to use certain equipment. I will also be doing some reviews on some of this equipment, if in case you would like to buy anything like this. I'm just going to explain to you the type of stuff it has and how good they actually are. So just stay tuned and see you in the next video.